All right, so I started out this year deciding I was going to release some weight. That was a big deal for me. I wanted to be comfortable with who I am and I wanted to be healthy. So I knew I couldn't diet because that feeling of cutting something out, that feeling of scarcity, here's the things you can't do. I just knew that's not a long term solution for me. So, what I did is I started really paying attention to what I was eating, what I was drinking, making sure to cut out anything that comes in a box. Just really being intentional on cutting down my sugars, cutting down my carbs, and putting a value on my food. You know, it's got this much protein, fibers, fats, sugars, those kinds of things. And being intentional with my water. I didn't drink water before, I'll be honest. I started this journey and I did things that I didn't think I'd ever do because I didn't want to feel like I was restricted. But as I started eating healthier, amazing things happened. I have had stomach issues for over 16 years. And all of a sudden, I wasn't having those issues anymore. I was getting better energy. I gave up Dr. Pepper, and it wasn't really even hard because I changed my belief about it. Rather than something I enjoy, I started looking at why it would cause me pain to keep drinking it. And so I was able to let go of the Dr. Pepper. And my mind has got clearer. My mind has tried to stop the progress I'm making, right? Because a lot of times our thoughts are going to fight what we're going after. And it hasn't. I have had just an overall better emotions, better thoughts, higher energy. And then I started also a Tony Robbins course and it took it to another level. And it really hit me how much our body and our nutrition and what we put into it affects our emotions, our energy, our thoughts. And it's been so crazy to me to see how much not only healthier do I feel, but I have this almost enlightenment to me that I've never been at this place before. I have never. I look at those people who eat healthy all the time and I'm like, oh, how can you give all this stuff up? But as I've eaten healthier, I've had less cravings for those things and I'm feeling 100% better. So instead of feeling like, as you can hear, my dogs decided to visit. Instead of feeling like, oh, this is everything I'm giving up, as I would have with a diet, with changing my thoughts on food and changing the food I'm doing and changing my thoughts on my Dr. Pepper and drinking a ton more water, I no longer feel like I'm giving anything up. I feel like I'm gaining a ton. I haven't got my weight where I want it, but I see a difference and I feel a difference. And so my journey will keep going because I love how I feel. I'm not counting down the days till I can eat normal again. I am like, this is a lifestyle change for me. This is not a temporary thing. This isn't a band-aid. This is a change. And I've been slipping some of this stuff into my family's meals, and they've been okay with it. So I'm going to get better and better at, instead of fixing two meals, fix the same meal and just try to make it as appetizing for them as possible because a lot of things that are good for you, my husband doesn't like. He could live on chocolate and Oreos and Pepsi, he would. So as I'm adding these things, they are doing better as well. I'm just saying, don't decide there's only one way to do something. The diet wasn't the only way to do it. I wasn't just going to say, here's the 5 things I can eat. Instead, I was choosing what I wanted to put in. I was choosing how long I was going to fast. I was choosing what drinks I was drinking. And having that ability to have it in my control is a game changer. Now I'm having to learn because I don't truly understand what the benefits of spinach are versus the apples, right? So I'm still trying to learn the different nutritional parts and whatnot. But I definitely know that anything fresh is going to be healthier for me than something in a box. And so I don't have to have learned a whole lot to understand the basics. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't like where your health is, you have the ability to change it. But you got to change your mindset with it. Because if you feel like you are giving up a lot, you won't maintain it. And you will be counting down the days till you're off of it. Where I don't feel like I'm giving up anything. I feel like I am gaining so much. That is the key to everything we do. No matter what we're doing, if we feel like we are giving up control, we're going to not like doing it. But if we feel like we are gaining control and choosing to make things a certain way, we're going to flourish. We are going to do fantastic at it. Whatever it is, whether it is you are choosing what your daily intake of water is, or what your food is, or if you're choosing whether you are going to work on your mindset or go for that next thing or whatever. The choosing is what makes you successful. The feeling like you are in control of it, right? Like it's a choice. And when you can take and say, this is a choice I'm making, it is so much easier to stay with that choice. And if you can then say, look at the positives to this choice, now the odds of you staying at it are going to be pretty dang good. I have been doing this for over a month now, and I'm not counting down the days till I can start eating all the junk again. I really don't even want it. I want to go, ooh, what's a better recipe that I can do? How can I take and make this into an exciting meal? Because these things that I have here make me feel so much better. So what else can I do with them? That's how we need to attack every problem. Our solution has to come from us. Our solution has to feel like it's in our control, or it's going to be temporary. And I'm telling you, feeling this good, I don't want it to be temporary. I don't want it to be, well, next month. And I'll be honest, I did have a day that I said, ooh, I really want French fries. So we ordered hamburger and French fries. And I said, yeah, I wasn't going to totally stop that, right? I did it. I had it. And I told my husband, I said, next time I think I want this, remind me how bad I feel right now, because it did not feel great. It did not do what the rest of the food I've been doing has felt. The rest of the food I've been eating has helped me feel healthy, has helped me feel great. And this made me feel sluggish. It felt heavy. And so I had to try it to find out that I wasn't depriving myself of anything. I was just making a different choice. And that choice was to feel good, not to feel crappy after eating a meal that only gave me joy for 5 minutes. You can choose that with anything. Don't choose the momentary joy that you get, right? And then the hours or days or months of non-joy just for that few minutes. Change your thought about it and say, ooh, this is going to bring me pain, not pleasure. Because the pleasure only lasts for a few minutes and the pain is a lot longer. I just want you to know, whatever it is you choose to do, you are in control. You get to decide if you start your morning listening to something, doing a gratitude journal, or hitting snooze 5 times. You get to decide if you get out of bed excited about the day ahead or wishing you didn't have to go do what you were doing. These are all choices that you make. And when you realize that everything that happens is a choice to you, it may rain today, but how I see that rain is a choice. It snowed today. I had to take my husband to the doctor. I did not want to drive in that snow, but I really wanted him to go to the doctor. And I really knew how much we needed that snow. Utah hasn't had hardly any snow this year. It is needed. So I didn't look at it and go, ugh, other than it was cold, right? I looked at it and said, it doesn't matter, I got to get him to the doctor, and we need this. So it's going to be a few minutes of driving slower than I wanted and being more cautious, but I still was able to do it all when we could just called and canceled and said, nope, snow, going to stop everything. We chose to go. We chose to drive in it. And so can't control the snow, but I can choose how I feel about it. I can choose what I do about it. You have so many choices. Use them. And don't feel like you don't. Your body, your mind, your emotions, your energy are all connected. So what you put in your brain affects your body. What you put in your body affects your brain, and all of them affect your emotions. So you decide, how are you going to feel? Because it is up to you. You decide what you're going to put in your brain, what you're going to put in your body, what thought you're going to have, what kind of energy you're coming with. These are all choices you get to make. So if you do not like where you're at right now, change something. Doesn't matter what it is. Because if you don't change, you're stuck. And if you don't want to feel like Groundhog Day, where it just plays over and over and over, if you've seen the movie, it's the same day every day, then you got to make the change. And that's your choice. I'm just telling you right now, when you make the changes though, life has so many more possibilities and life has so much more joy. So get out there today and choose. It doesn't have to be what you eat. It doesn't, like, you get to choose what you're changing, but change something so that you are not stuck tomorrow in exactly where you were today. You deserve that. Get out there. Have such a great day making your choices. Thank you for spending this time with me and for listening with an open heart and for choosing to invest in your growth today. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need the reminder that their dreams still matter. Sometimes one conversation, one message, one moment of encouragement can change everything. And if you want to go deeper, my book, Rise, Believe, Become, was written for the in-between seasons, the moments when you know there's more for you, but you're still finding the courage to take the next step. You can find my book on Amazon, and remember, no matter what phase you're in, your dreams don't expire. Until next time, keep rising.